Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today I want to talk about one of the most influential shooters in competitive shooter history, and that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Sometimes you gotta go back and play these old school titles just to see if your memories actually match up with how awesome you thought the game was. And I have to say, I am incredibly surprised by just how good of a game Call of Duty Modern Warfare is still today, if you can overlook some of the cheaters that you'll find in the PC community anyway. This game came out almost 8 years ago, and I have to say a lot of the underlying Call of Duty elements really haven't changed in that period of time. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of polish on the graphics, but I still have to say the graphics hold up pretty well compared to modern Call of Duty games. I also love the setting of gritty Middle Eastern style cities, very kind of drab color scheme. The graphics are still plenty good that you have no problem immersing yourself in the environment that they create for you. And some of the effects I still think are on par with modern day shooters like smoke grenades and some of the heat that comes off of your rifles when shooting in combat. There's a lot of really advanced graphical features in this game that I still think hold up by today's standards. And even though Modern Warfare was incredibly innovative for its time, it's fairly simple by today's video game standards. We have so many features, so many options, so many customization aspects to every shooter nowadays that Modern Warfare looks simple in comparison, but I have to keep reminding myself that when this game came out, it was revolutionary. The kill streak aspect of the game was something that was never popularized in shooters before this game. And the kill streaks were simple and you couldn't customize them. At 3 kills, you could call in a UAV, which would spot out all the enemies on the minimap. At 5 kills, you could call in a bombing run, which would just bring a jet flying over. It would bomb an area for a few times and then fly away. And at 7 kills, you could call in an automated attack helicopter. Now, all of these kill streaks had counters as well. You could bring an RPG with you if you wanted to shoot down the enemy attack helicopter. You could run with perks that would make you invisible to the enemy UAVs. So if any of the kill streaks you felt were getting a little bit too annoying or too overpowered, there were some fairly simple and straightforward counters to them that you could equip. Ranking up was fast. You could unlock new attachments for weapons. That was another cool thing. The weapon customization, although you could put suppressors on your gun and red dot sights, you could only pick one attachment. If you wanted a grenade launcher, well, you're going to have to give up that red dot sight. If you wanted to equip a red dot sight, you couldn't equip a suppressor. So although it was a very, very simple weapon customization system, it worked and it made you carefully consider your trade-offs because all of those attachments had their purposes and they had a very significant role to play. Now the footage I'm playing right now is sort of a hardcore modded mode, so there isn't as much on-screen scorekeeping, but you'll see it in a little bit where I'm playing in normal mode, and they're coming up with points on screen as you kill people. This was something that they didn't really do in shooters until Modern Warfare, putting points. Now it's all over shooters. You can't actually get away from a shooter that doesn't have this point scoring system that pops up on screen. There's a lot more text on screen in Call of Duty, and sure, some people might prefer less text on screen, but it was definitely something that revolutionized the understanding of the scoring system in shooters. You know, there was a lot of different ways to make points in this game. You didn't always know how many points each thing was worth. They're popping up points on screen as you scored. This was just something that shooters hadn't really done before. So it was kind of revolutionary, although simple if you really think about it by today's standards, but I guess there had to be a first for everything. Modern Warfare was the first for a lot of things. And again, playing the game now today, having played most of the modern Call of Duty titles, modern Battlefield titles, most of the competitive shooters that are out nowadays, I still have to give the designers credit. This was a well-balanced, fun to play game. I mean, sure, there were some broken game modes where you could cram tons of players into tiny maps and it was just pure chaos, but playing the game modes the way they were designed to be played and the weapon balance and the class balance was spot on. I still really love how sprinting gave you a little bit of a delay before you could bring your weapon up to shoot. So there was a big penalty for sprinting, and the difference between SMGs and assault rifles in terms of how quickly you could bring them up to aim down sight and shoot, and hip fire accuracy and stuff like that, and the damage drop off between SMGs and ARs. It was really great in this game, and the maps designed around all of the weapon usage was really, really well thought out. Different classes of weapons like SMGs, ARs, and LMGs would pierce certain materials more than others, and you could even equip perks that would allow you to equip more materials. So concrete walls would be pretty safe cover, but if you had armor piercing rounds in an LMG, you could shoot through them in some situations. Corrugated metal, anything could shoot through it. So you had to kind of know your materials, learn the materials in this map There's a lot of different levels to the strategy and map knowledge, and it was pretty cool. You could actually design your classes around a very specific style of gameplay, and that was something that Call of Duty really built upon in future titles, where they just let you customize the heck out of your class and do whatever you really wanted. And in my opinion, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was really the last game to be as pure about it as any of the follow-up games. Modern Warfare 2 started getting a little crazy, adding in akimbo weapons. You could place down automated sentry turrets. Things were just getting a little bit too high-tech and a little bit too over the top, whereas Modern Warfare, the first one, actually felt like a military shooter. Sure, it was really fast-paced and a bit crazy at times, but it still looked and felt realistic for Middle Eastern style combat. Now, was this game perfect? No, not by any means. I'm not going to look at it with my nostalgia glasses on and just say, oh my god, Modern Warfare, perfect in every way, no flaws. I mean, there was a lot of grenade spam, there were some combinations that were a little overpowered. Teams could gain a crap load of momentum. If one guy got a UAV, it showed you where all the enemy teammates were, so your teammates could then get their UAVs and you could just do back-to-back-to-back UAVs and just gain a crap ton of momentum and overpower the enemy team with all your kill streaks. So there was definitely situations where if one team started to win a little, they would start to win a lot. So sure, there was balance, there was a few issues here and there, but I really do think this is where Call of Duty was at its best. Maybe its simplest, but also its best. And you guys are familiar with my issue on game bloating and adding too many features, making it hard to balance and just getting a little too crazy. I think Modern Warfare was one of the best balanced Call of Duty game, and I also feel like it really appealed to a different audience than the game has evolved into. Now, you couldn't really call this game a milsim shooter. It's not particularly realistic. It's a bit arcadey, but it does have a realistic look and feel to the game overall, and also the pacing and strategy of it seem to be a little bit more tactical and a little bit more level-headed than the more modern games have come to produce. And it's something that I think about a lot, because Modern Warfare was one of my favorite shooters of all time, and I just really haven't cared for much of the follow-up since. I played a little bit of Modern Warfare 2, but again, that game just got a little bit too kill-streaky, a little bit too fast-paced and arena shootery for me, whereas Modern Warfare, I could still play game modes where I moved around cities tactically and just had a lot of fun, where I didn't feel like it was just non-stop in-your-face insane action. Now, unfortunately, they stopped supporting this game on Punkbuster last year, and it's pretty overrun with hackers right now. I'm sure you could find some servers that are well regulated, but it wasn't hard to find some hackers just in playing the game for a couple more hours. I had to buy a new copy on Steam, unfortunately. Couldn't find my old account information, but I still had a blast going back to it, and I would love to see a modern Call of Duty game kind of come back to these Modern Warfare roots, and also maybe make a Call of Duty game that actually runs well on PC. Modern Warfare still runs great on PC. It does have a frame cap of 90, I believe, but still, compared to the latest COD games that came out on PC, they were terribly optimized, and this is really just a slap in the face to the PC community. Anyway, I don't see the COD franchise really going back in time and simplifying their brand a little bit to appeal to what I liked most about their game, but the market is open for any developer to step in there and take over where Call of Duty Modern Warfare left off. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.